Alright, already working on the Land Rover. This is something I knew I was going to have to deal with early on. Headlights. Something's up with the driver's side headlight, and it comes on real dim, and when I turn on the headlight, my turn signal also flashes really quick. There's some kind of grounding issue going on. The right headlight works fine. And, the vehicle left headlight over there works fine, and so does the turn signal. So there's something going on, some reverse feeding, a ground issue I'm trying to troubleshoot. But it's an absolute mess of old wiring. I think I got to start cleaning stuff up and troubleshooting, because I got a bunch of crimp connections here, which I don't know how good they are, but also I can't feed the pinnacle through the light and everything, so it just kind of has to dangle here. Yeah. Alright, I've been messing around with some wires, and it looked like the ground on that side, oddly enough, the ground on that side looked like a hot. I still don't know what's up with that, but I've disconnected on the vehicle wiring side. When I say disconnected, it just ripped apart because there's a bunch of crimp connections that are corroded, and it's a horrible, horrible mess. So that green wire is a temporary ground, and now you can see I've got both headlights are coming on like they should. So I know my problem's at least solved on that low beam side by hooking up a new ground. So at the very least I can run a new ground and get that working. Now I gotta go troubleshoot the other stuff. Well, that was a pain, but at least stuff's working. So this was the ground over there. I don't know. That came off of something. I don't know. I had to get out my connectors and go through and rework a bunch of that stuff, and ran a couple new ground wires. I needed a green wire for turn signal or something. The bulb was bad on, and nothing was hooked up. So now, hey, it's working. I got high beams and low beams, turn signals, hazards, parking lights. Yeah, it's working. Now this was a fun one. I had trouble with the high beam, and I ended up pulling the plug out of the socket, scraping it clean because there was some corrosion on it, putting it back in, and didn't want to stay on the pin. Anyways, had to mess around with it, but I put a whole bunch of dielectric grease back on some of the plugs. I forgot to do it for all of them, but put that back on there. And when I was playing around with this one, I had everything all working. I put it back together, and then it was back to the way it was, which is dim and some bleed through over there, despite the fact that I had new grounds. And you can see there's a pretty good mess of wire back there, and some of that's new, and I put in new crimped on connectors and spade connectors and coiled up some extra. Well, I went and reached down, and I jiggled that bunch of wire, and all of a sudden it started working right. But it was doing exactly what it was doing before I fixed all this stuff.